What's up? One more again at you. Talking about neglected communities, where the pizza man don't even come to neglected communities. You living in a neglected community, to where the pizza man don't even come to neglected communities. You know what I'm saying? How would you like to live in a neighborhood where the pizza man don't come? And the people are not even trying to get the community up, you know what I'm saying, to where the pizza man can go. You see what I'm saying? You living in a neighborhood. On the flip side, you don't know what they're putting into some of the pizzas, but how would you like to live in a neighborhood where the pizza man don't come? And the community knows what they need to do, and they're not even trying to, not even trying to get it up. And we take preventative measures. And did you watch Roots? You know what I'm saying? You you wonder sometimes. Did you did you watch Roots? Cause people don't really buy bipartisan. So bipartisan. We no longer affiliate no more. They don't really buy that. Like you think people buy that. A partisan. Yeah, I'm partisan. I'm partisan. People don't really buy that, like you think they do. Anyway, that's one of them. You think they ain't break. This is another one. Ain't breaking no laws, ain't causing no problems. You think people really buy that? In some areas they buy it more than but now that magnitude is dropping. Ain't breaking no laws, ain't causing no problems. That magnitude is dropping. And again, did you watch? Did you watch Roots? You know what I'm saying? And you kind of wonder. Moving on into transgender. Well, I was going to say before moving into transgender, say ain't breaking no laws, ain't causing no problems. If you don't want that, then you want something like Scottish Rite. You want something like to scar your right. You scar right love. So you constantly looking to chew somebody out. Chew them out. You kind of the chew down game. Man, that's how you chew them down. And if you ain't really on breaking laws, causing problems, and you that deep into sort of being out of order, you kind of have an out of order personality. And if you got an out of order personality, it may lead into homosexual. And after being a homosexual for so long, it leads into crippling. It could lead into crippling behavior. It could lead into crippling behavior patterns. Because if you ain't breaking no laws, ain't causing no problems, no matter what, you ain't the fool. You really ain't the one that's out of order. So if you ain't breaking no laws, you ain't causing no problem. You ain't the one that's out of order. Anyway, but so many people ain't buying that. But more people, you say, are able to get a human right. More and more people now are able to get the human right papers done. And you could be 150 years old and you look like 35 or something. And the people are supposed to go to the 13th level, when they are out of order. You look young in appearance and all this kind of thing, but you really ain't jiving with the time. You really ain't with the time. And you don't really care about breaking laws, causing problems. You kind of shucks, you kind of want to chew them up to a certain degree. And anyway, this is some information that that you may want to gravitate to and file it somewhere in your memory bank, because if you're able to get your human rights papers done to where you're 120 years old, but you look like you're 35, and your papers only trace back to 35 years, and shucks, you ain't with the times, and you tell them now you ain't into breaking laws, causing problems. You with Scottish right, you want to scar them. You really want to scar the hell out of them. And the society can only take so much pollution. The society can only go through so much pollution until it's got until communities is full of neglect. Somewhat neglect. Some communities are full of neglect. They're so full of neglect you wouldn't believe it. And then somebody gets in there and they are able to do somewhat to help remove the neglect, but it's still neglected because it always breaks back down to pay neglect. So that's why America needs a million caseworkers. They need so many caseworkers until it's unbelievable. That's how many caseworkers they need. But the caseworkers that we got now, they're mostly a caseworker for repeat offender. They can do something if you're a repeat offender. They can kind of help you shuffle around. But as far as a caseworker for money neglect, say money damages, there may not be one. There may not be one caseworker in the United States for money neglect. Let's say it's recurrent and past money neglect. You got all these documentations, whatever, and the person that was supposed to validate them didn't validate them. So you need a caseworker for money neglect. And I've just come to figure out that anybody can qualify for. Anybody can ask for a caseworker. You don't have to be down and out to try to get a caseworker. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can ask for a caseworker. You just got to know where to go. Some people say Volunteers of America. It's supposed to accommodate you. But shucks, dictatorship is high in the society now. Cooperation is low. Cooperation. You look for cooperation. They want you to fall through the cracks. Way too many times. So, dictatorship. I say dictatorship is so high to say it ain't even cooperation. It's your girlfriend. You got a girlfriend, and here comes somebody say run up to tell her to drop you. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing everything right. You know what I'm saying? But safety issues, she go ahead and drop you because say she don't want her routine to be tore up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't worth her routine. You ain't really worth her routine being tore up. So, anyways, say you can find a dictator in say a relationship. They come to your job. Say anyway, somebody tell you to put this down, quit doing it. That is considered a dictator. But you don't say people don't recognize it as a dictator. Following hindering. You report them to the authorities, even if you got to report them to somebody in New York, California. Say no matter where you live in areas where law enforcement is pretty progressive. Maybe in your own community you got a progressive law enforcement team to back you up on that matter. But anyways, say a dictator. We're moving into times where say to thwart the society, pollute it, to the whole dictator. Say following hindering. It's 3 or 4 societies. You got You know, you say you got a dictator society, you got a republic, you got a democracy, and you got an aristocrat. It's a few other ones, but the United States, it doesn't supposed to be torn down to where it's a dictatorship. You know, brotherly love's supposed to be a little bit better than that. You know what I'm saying? Not that it falls down to a dictatorship. And because you got food, clothes, shelter, and transportation. Those are four industries that they're not supposed to dictate on, because those four you need. You know what I'm saying? Those four that are four industries that you need: food, clothes, shelter, transportation. Your needs need to be met. Your car need to be washed. Your house don't need to be rained in. And you need clothes on your back, and you need food. So anyway, those are four industries that don't need to be dictated on. Anyway, that's probably about it for today. We covered everything from, let's say, a poor personality. See? If you ain't for breaking no laws, causing no problems. And if you ain't for that, then you, say you you don't really you don't really want to fit in with the modern time. If you don't want people ain't breaking no laws and cause no problems, you really don't want to fit in with modern time, and that's kind of a crippling behavior. And it's to say television. People say television. People want to say television. They don't even talk on television. Television could be looked at as television could be looked at as a guideline, because every television program that come on television, you can do that same programming in your local community. Every television program that comes on television, you could do the same activity in your community, and there's grants, and you can make almost as much money as they make on TV doing that program. So it ain't enough room on TV for everybody. I want to be on TV. You know what I'm saying? You can do the same program in your community, and I make almost just as much money if you know what avenues to look into. You make it supported on Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Get your I mean, see, this is something just for out. If you're looking for an out, some people will say they love the society being closed in, but if you're looking for an out, some people are so closed in to they already closed in, and that's just some more information that you can go on to not be so closed in, not be so out of order. Oh man, it's just, this guy's closed in. Let's just say this guy's so closed in, he's out of order. Anyways, see, that's about it, man. Because you want your needs to be met. Bottom line. So yeah, and what they should stay on that grind. You don't really want to stay on that grind after a period of time. Because you done been grinding, you want to grind out. You want to grind on out until like, hey, say this thing was a home run. Still on that grind, 1,000 years old, still grinding.